Hello viewers, my name is Kashke Divedi. Today I am dealing with the most important topic of the lung anatomy series, that is the bronchopulmonary segment. Basically, these are the segment or the subdivision of the lobes of the lung. Here we go detail into it. The bronchopulmonary segment are basically the structural, functional and the clinical unit and the anatomical unit. Like in previous classes we have studied, the cell is the basic structure function unit of the organism, neuron is the basic structure function unit of the nervous system, nephron is the basic structure function unit of the kidney. Likewise, bronchopulmonary segment is the anatomical, structural, functional and the clinical unit of the lung. So why the clinical unit and why the structural unit, why the anatomical unit, we study here only. So basically we study it, and also I have explained in the previous video of the root of the lung that each lung is supplied by a principal primary bronchus. Left principal primary bronchus directly enter into the left lung, but right principal bronchus just before entering into the hilum or the root of the lung, it divides into two lobar bronchus and one lobar bronchus passing above the pulmonary artery is known as superior up or epi, so it is known as hip arterial bronchus, and one traversing below lower or the hypo, so known as hip arterial bronchus. So here we study each primary bronchus is the principal bronchus, so which divides into the lower bronchus, that is the secondary bronchus, which reaches to the lobe of the lung and gives off its branches. That means it further subdivides into the segmental or the tertiary bronchi, and these segmental or the tertiary bronchi, each these segmental bronchus passes to a structurally and functionally independent unit of the lung lobe, which I am saying bronchopulmonary segment, that are surrounded by the connective tissue sheath or the connective tissue. These are basically the well-defined vase-shaped structure, or we can say here the pyramidal in shape, and its apex is directed towards the hilum or the root of the lung, and base is directed towards the lung surface. The segmental bronchus is accompanied by a branch of the pulmonary artery, means segmental bronchus is in parallel with the pulmonary artery, but the tributaries of the pulmonary vein run in connective tissue between adjacent bronchopulmonary segment, and that means in between the two bronchopulmonary segment, the tributaries of the pulmonary vein passes, and the segmental bronchus traverses parallel or with the is accompanied by the branch of the pulmonary artery. So basically we here study that the bronchopulmonary segment are divided into 10 in number, whether the right lung or the left lung, in spite of the difference in the fissure in between the two lungs, and in spite of the difference in the lobes of the two lungs, the bronchopulmonary segment number remains the same, that is 10. Now each segment has its own lymphatic supply, autonomic nerve supply, venous supply, arterial supply, because these are the functional unit of the lung. So basically these are independently capable of receiving all the supplies, whether supply of the vessel or the nerves. Because it is a structural unit, now I have said it is a structural unit also, so the disease segment can be removed surgically, as it is a surgical segment also. Basically we divide the bronchopulmonary segment for the sake of our easy understanding, easy diagnosis and easy treatment, because we have studied further also that some diseases are localized, For example, tuberculosis or the carcinomas of the lung and the bronchiectasis. These are the localized diseases, means present in the particular segment only. And we have divided the segment on the basis like the we have previously studied about the IUPAC nomenclature that remains fixed always. So internationally group of anatomists 1960 has divided these segments. So this remains the same all over, and by the virtue of which we can easily diagnose, easily find out the localized infection and treat accordingly. So without removing the organ as a whole, without removing the vital organ as a whole, we can treat the disease segment only. For example, we also study in the kidney anatomy that kidney is basically divided into several vascular segments, and in the lung anatomy we study that the liver is in the liver anatomy we basically study that liver is subdivided into the various anatomical lobes and several physiological lobes. The basic criteria for this division study in division is that to identify, diagnose, treat the functions, treat the pathogenesis of the disease. So the clinical significance is that we can conserve the vital organs by removing or surgically treating or diagnosis and checking the pathogenesis of a particular segment only. So conservation surgeries can be done, because also the lungs are the basically these are in constant exposure to the environment. During breathing we continuously aspirate. Basically we study that the right pulmonary bronchus, right principal bronchus is receiving the several prone to the infectious agent which can collect in the apical part of the lower lobe. Means lower lobe is also some segment is also in the lower lobe, some segment is also present superior, that I am saying it as the apical segment. So apical segment of the lower lobe, and basically we study upper lobe is divided into the superior or the apical segment and posterior segment and the anterior segment. So posterior segment of the upper lobe are common site of lung abscess due to the aspiration of the infected material, due to the continuous exposure of the disease or the infectious agent. Now the bronchopulmonary segment, basically we study that the right lung is has two fissures. One is the oblique fissure and one is the oblique fissure and one is the horizontal fissure that divides the right lung into three lobes. One is the superior or the upper lobe, one is the middle or the intermediate lobe, and one is the lower or the inferior lobe. And in the left lung only one fissure, that is oblique fissure, present. So by the virtue of only one fissure, the left lung is divided into the two lobes only. One is the superior or the upper lobe and one is the inferior or the lower lobe. So basically I am saying that right lung has the two fissure, three lobe, left lung has one fissure, two lobe, but the number of the bronchopulmonary segment remains the same, that will be 10 only in both the lungs. So the right lung has upper lobe, middle lobe, lower lobe, and left lung has upper lobe and lower lobe. Basically all the bronchopulmonary segment of the upper lobe of the right lung and the left lung remains the same, and all the bronchopulmonary segment of the lower lobe and the lower lobe of the right lung and the lower lobe of the left lung remains the same. The only difference arises in the bronchopulmonary segment of the middle lobe. Here the bronchopulmonary segment of the right lung, middle lobe of the right lung has the lateral bronchopulmonary segment and the medial bronchopulmonary segment, and in the left lung there lies the superior and inferior lingular bronchopulmonary segment. Basically this reason is that because of the presence of the lingular notch we study here in the left lung only. So on the basis of the lingular, that is the tongue shaped projection, the left lung has the name related to the lingula, that is superior lingular and the inferior lingular. Now the bronchopulmonary segment of the right lung. Basically this is the right lung, and this is the lateral aspect of the right lung, and this one is the medial aspect of the right lung. So here we find this is the superior or the apical or the apex. This one is the inferior, lower, or we can say as the inferior, and this one is the posterior aspect, and this one is the anterior aspect. Here this one is the, similarly this one is the superior or the upper aspect, this one is the inferior or base or the lower aspect, this one is the anterior aspect, and this one is the posterior aspect. So basically in the right lung we find here two fissure, one is the oblique fissure, one is the horizontal fissure dividing the right lung into two lobes. This one is the upper lobe or the superior lobe, and this one is the inferior lobe or the lower lobe, and this one is the middle lobe or the intermediate lobe. Now the upper lobe has three segments, one topmost at the superior pole or uppermost, that at the apex, that is the apical segment, one lying to the anterior boundary, that is the anterior segment, and one lies to the posterior aspect, is the posterior segment. In the middle lobe there are the similar, we can say this is the medial segment, and this one is the lateral segment. And in the inferior lobe also, inferior lobe I've previously just explained that this one is the superior. In the lower lobe also there something will be at the topmost or the uppermost, we can say it as the superior. So this is the superior, and basically the seventh medial basal segment does not seen here. So this is the anterior aspect, so this is the anterior most, so it is the anterior. Basically these three are the lower lobes of the lower lobe, so segment of the lower lobe. So basically these are at the base, so this will form the anterior basal segment, this will form the posterior basal segment, and this one will form the lateral basal segment, and this one is the medial aspect of the right lung. This is superior, inferior, and this is the what we say posterior, and this is the anterior or the front. So the main characteristic feature we see in the medial aspect of the lung is the roots of the lung or the hilum of the lung, which we have studied its content and the structures related to it, or the various structure that passes or enters or exits through it, is the in the previous video of the root of the lung. And these segments are similar as this segment. Now moving on to the bronchopulmonary segment of the left lung. Left lung is basically have the single fissure, that is oblique fissure. We can see here single fissure, here also single fissure, and the on the virtue of which the upper segment Upper segment is basically divided into the upper lobe. Upper lobe is basically divided into further division that we call as the upper division and the lower division. These are the division of the upper lobe only. So here we find the at the superior most or the apical or the apex. Here is the apical segment. Here is this is the posterior aspect. So here we find the posterior segment, and here we find the anterior segment or the anterior segment. So, and these are the segment of the upper division of the upper lobe of the left lung, and here lies the inferior or the lower division of the upper lobe of the left lung, that are classified related to the lingular knots, and that is the tongue shaped projection. So named is related to the lingula also. So this is lying superiorly upper. So this is the superior lingular segment, and this one is the inferior lingular segment. Now in the lower lobe we find here in the lower lobe, this is at the topmost, so this will form the superior segment, and these three structures are on the basal part of the lower lobe of the left lung. So these are known as basal. So basically seventh medial basal segment does not seen here. So this is the posterior most. So this will be posterior basal segment. This is the anterior most. So this will be the anterior basal segment, and this one is the lateral basal segment. Likewise, this is the medial aspect. This was the lateral aspect we have studied. So, and this one is the medial aspect. The characteristic of identify the medial aspect of the right or the left lung is the presence of the root or the hilum of the lung, which easily distinguish the medial or the medial aspect of the lung. So here structures also remains the same as here. So thanks for watching. Thank you.